Kingdom. Kingdom.
Kingdom Light News with Brother Gaia.
Brothers and sisters, we're just going to start this segment off with just giving all the honor and all the praise and all the thanks to the Most High for keeping us on the field. I also thank the Most High for His Son, that is our oil, for shedding His precious blood for us. And I also thank Him for the Holy Spirit that leads, guides, counsels, and comforts us in such a time. All right, we have some very interesting articles and a video to observe. You know, living in a time such as now, it is important to have your antennas up and a great spiritual sense of discernment. In addition, it is most certainly needed to stay on guard from the assaults of the enemy. So put on the full armor of God, because things are heating up all around us. In our first article from Greek Reporter is the tomb of Seberus, the top archaeological discovery of 2023. By Tasos 12/25/23. The tomb was discovered during an archaeological survey in water supply system updates. This was in municipality of Gigliano in Campania, Italy. I mean, they opened this up. I mean, folks, I don't think this was a good idea, boy. And you guys are going to get enough of opening things up that should be shut, especially a tomb. However, remember this too, the gates of hell should not prevail against it. The ancient tomb, well preserved, sealed with a tough slab. Nevertheless, the most striking feature of the tomb, found in Italy, is a vivid representation of Seberus, the three-headed dog from Greek mythology. Seberus, referred to as the Hound of Hades, guarding the gates of the underworld to prevent the souls of the deported from escaping, or to guard the entrance to the underworld and keep the living separated from the dead. So let us separate ourselves and always keep the helmet of salvation on our head. Talking about the situation could have been much worse. MPR National, a recent attack on a Las Vegas judge, is very disturbing, but such cases are uncommon. January 4/24 by Deba. 30-year-old defendant Deborah Redden runs and leaps towards Judge Mary Haltis as she tries to scramble away, y'all. And we all saw this. This man's got some jumping skills, or perhaps something else gave him these jumping skills. All this happened right before Judge Haltis announces Redden's sentence. But something else is going on here, or maybe you can be the one to decide if something else is going on. Let's roll the clip and take a look. All right, as you hear Mr. Redden talking, you hear him pleading his cause, y'all. We clearly see he has some mental health issues. Bless this brother's heart. It's the lady in the blue shirt back there that stands out to me. And I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see how she's morphing. This is very interesting. Something sinister is going on right now.
Until it was August 2022 when I realized I have a problem with this, and like having a dictionary and like understanding myself, getting to know myself a little better, and applying it to my personality, and having an epiphany at that moment in those instances, and just like trying to learn from my mistakes, you know. And I feel like I shouldn't be sent to prison, but if it's appropriate for you, then you have to do what you have to do. But I figure that, you know, if I'm in a better place in my life, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not out there committing crimes now, you know, and I feel like I should be given a shot.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that you get a taste of something else, because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada,
now watch as I zoom in And I'm gonna play this. You see this? I mean, if there was an elephant in the room, she would be it, y'all. I mean, look at her morphing. I mean, watch her ears and around her mouth. This is crazy. And again, you can always go back and watch that video again, and you'll see there's only two people really morphing there. But you can be the one to decide. In 2021, there were more than 4,500 threats and dangerous interactions towards judges, according to U.S. Marshals Service, who protect federal judges, y'all. Since 1979, 4 judges have been murdered. Family court judges are prone to threats and violence. In Nevada, though, penalty for contempt of court is a maximum $500 fine or imprisonment not exceeding 25 days. And that's just awful. And you may want to rethink about being a family court judge or prepare for the smoke. MPR Again, untangling disinformation. The new Jeffrey Epstein files have set off a fresh round of conspiracy theories. January 6, 2024, by Lisa. The past weeks, I might add, unsealing court records relating to Jeffrey Frankenstein's Epstein's alleged associates has brought about new wave of conspiracy theories about the late disgraced financier. Epstein, who died by suicide while awaiting trial in federal sex trafficking charges, is a perennial, lasting, or existing favorite in conspiracy-minded communities because of his ties to the wealthy, powerful, and the speculation surrounding his death. I mean, we all know this situation and everything involved about it is mysterious. Furthermore, sex trafficking, I believe, is very little to what was going down on that island. Are we talking about cloning possibly? Abominable experiments? There is so much to talk about, but what have we learned throughout the years within our text that as long as we are not in the truth of the light of Christ, we remain in the dark. But not so now. Kingdom light is here to shed light on a dark situation, and those things that remain in the dark stay hidden. So let us listen to our audio and gain another perspective or outlook on Frankenstein's files.
This week, a federal judge unsealed court records disclosing more of the powerful and wealthy associates allegedly connected to the convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. He took his life 4 years ago, but new documents that lay out names and accusations against some of his associates is putting Epstein's story back into the limelight, and that's become an opportunity for conspiracy theorists. NPR's Lisa Hagen is here to explain why. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, good morning, Layla.
Good morning. So we have this list. How is it being received in the most conspiratorial corners of the internet?
Yeah, so ironically, in a moment when we're getting more information about the Epstein story, these names of powerful men allegedly associated with him, the biggest theme across conspiracist communities right now is that whatever we're being shown isn't the real story. So a couple examples, some people are pushing the idea that a school shooting that took place yesterday in Iowa was actually a staged event meant to distract the public from the Epstein list. And then you have other folks saying that the Epstein list itself is a distraction from new alleged evidence of election fraud that proves Donald Trump is the rightful president.
Okay, but make this make sense. I mean, these two claims sound contradictory. Is the Epstein list the distraction or the thing being distracted from?
Right. In the age of social media, conspiracy theories are a form of communal storytelling, so you tend to have a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Also, contradictions are very common because conspiracies are less about the details than they are about a larger worldview. The central truth that matters is that you can't believe what you're shown. It's what's being hidden from you that's really important. So with Epstein, you have a really effective embodiment of that idea. Here's Eric Oliver, a political science professor at the University of Chicago.
You had this notorious sex trafficker who was in league with all sorts of rich and powerful people, who dies under mysterious circumstances in federal custody. I mean, that's just ripe for any kind of conspiracy narrative.
And so whatever kind of contradictions swirl around him in moments like this just go to show what a malleable and useful character Epstein has become.
Useful to who?
Researchers like Oliver often refer to conspiracy entrepreneurs. These are people who gain money and influence by spreading conspiracist beliefs. And there are entire networks of influencers and media outlets devoted to posing as sources of this, supposedly hidden knowledge.
Now, making money off this stuff is one thing, but why else does this matter to the many people who don't buy into these conspiracy theories?
Yeah, experts will tell you that the same magical thinking that drives belief in one conspiracy theory often makes people vulnerable to others, some of which cause real damage in the world. Like, for example, debunked claims that vaccines cause more harms than good, or the big lie that the presidential election was rigged against Trump. Conspiracy thinking also detracts from real political engagement. Being skeptical of power is actually really important to a democracy, but all the energy that goes into posting and amplifying unfounded claims does not generally translate into meaningful policy change or helping people who need it.
Well, with that being said, one should be skeptical of their leaders if there is no accountability for their actions, and agnosia is still present. All right, it was such a pleasure to speak with you, brothers and sisters. And here on this segment, I wanted to show you what I see. And I'm going to continue to show you what God shows me and try to tell you what he teaches me. Nevertheless, these little segments that I'm about to show up next now is very interesting because this was in regards to and before what happened in Miami. Now, with that being said, we're living in a time that we need to put on the full armor of God and always stay vigilant in the things of the kingdom. Blessings and peace. There is more.
School. Topography Map. What makes this United States military issued topography map of Washington State so very interesting is dangerous animals, spiders, scorpions, plants, poisonous plants. But now pay attention. There's no editing in this video whatsoever. One take. That's what.
Y'all ain't gonna believe what I got on camera. Check this out. Check it out. And we followed it all the way home. Turns out the government knew about this already.